Hey y'all, I'm Snow White. Welcome back to Snow White and the Seven Does podcast. Today's episode is going to be literally the best one that I've put out yet. I feel so confident in it. It's funny because I make these episodes kind of for myself, things that I need to hear. My last episode was all about confidence because I was feeling like I exude confidence, but truthfully, I was living insecurely, in lack or in questioning myself and things that I'm doing, my goals, my dreams, things like that. And I really, really worked on my shadow and my insecurity problems and my confidence in this past week. And I truly, truly feel like I've made such a tremendous difference. And it's because of this meditation that I'm about to teach you guys. I just read or finished reading Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr.Joe Dispensa. If you haven't already read it, I highly recommend it to you. It is on an audiobook on Spotify. If you're a busy person like me and you just want to listen to it while you're working out or walking or whatever, he teaches you from a standpoint of how the brain and the body works, and it just makes it make sense. He sections the book off into 3 different sections, and in the last section he teaches you step by step how to meditate, basically how to implement everything that he taught you in the first 2 sections. I'm going to summarize the meditation process that has genuinely made me so much happier, so much lighter, so much more abundant in the past week. But just be mindful, when I say dedicate 30-40 minutes to this, don't think of it as something that you have to just check off your to-do list or something that you have to do. This should be something that you get to do, something that you want to do, something that you're excited to do because you know that it's making you better all around. It's making you more successful, it's making you happier, it's bringing you more love. You know that this is what is best for you. So if you have to take 40 minutes in the morning, wake up a little bit early, it's worth it. If you have to take 40 minutes in the evening, have to sacrifice something else in order to implement this in your routine, it is worth it. Now, I want to ask you something before I begin. Are you busy, but are you busy doing the wrong things? One more time. Are you busy, but are you busy doing the wrong things? So, for instance, are you busy going to a job that you hate? Are you busy in relationships that don't really fulfill you and don't really align with your soul's purpose? Are you busy doing doing tasks that just don't fulfill you or go towards your goals? Is that you? Is that something that you maybe feel? If so, you're not alone. That's totally okay. The world has kind of structured it. The world today has made it normalized to be unhappy and to live a life that you honestly dread. Literally, you'll go to work, you'll drive home in traffic with all those 5 p.m.ers, and then you'll just dread tomorrow because you have to wake up and do it again. That, my friend, is not normal. It's been normalized, but it is not normal. It is not how we are meant to live. It is not what's gonna make you most successful. It's not what's gonna make you happy. It's not what's gonna make you aligned. Being aligned is a feeling state. Being happy is a feeling state. It's not a goal, it's a feeling state. It's something that you already currently embody. And by being that feeling state, by being in that current embodiment of happiness and joy and fulfillment and passion and love, you need to be creating something that's an extension of yourself and something that adds value to the world. What I'm saying is I think that the way that the world is turning is going towards creation, where creation makes the most money. Obviously, you already know that people on the internet make the most money, like Mr. Beast, Joe Rogan. People who create something and put it out on the internet make the most money. The Kardashians, things like this. If you can build a digital product, brand it, and sell it, you can easily surpass your college degree basic entry 70K job, and you'll be a lot happier. So that's why I encourage you to do these types of meditations. That's why I encourage you to put in time towards self-care and yourself. Yourself should be your number 1 priority. If you're putting your job before you've basically said that this is the most that I can possibly make. This is the best that I can possibly get. So I'm going to put everything into this because I don't think I'm worthy of anything better. That's what you basically told yourself. So if you're running yourself rampant, stressed out, overworked, and you're forgetting, neglecting yourself, and you feel like shit at the end of the day, that's what you're giving, so that's what you're getting. So check yourself before you wreck yourself, okay? With love, with love. Let's get into the manifestation technique that I'm going to teach you today. This meditation that truly, truly, truly will make everything fall into place for you. So the first step when you meditate, you're going to want to find a quiet, dark space, somewhere that you can go to every day, not your bed, somewhere different than that you can just basically get comfortable with and have no distractions. So if you have a dog or a cat, put them in the other room. If you have kids, like maybe do it while they're at school, something that works for you. And again, it shouldn't be somewhere where you feel trapped or like you hate it or something that you have to do. This is supposed to be enjoyable. This is supposed to be positive, okay? So find somewhere quiet and then close your eyes. You're going to be wanting to sit up in a straight position, either crisscross applesauce, or you can also sit like with your tushy on your knee, like on your, with your tushy. I don't know why I say tushy. With your tushy. I'm going to stick with tushy because I don't know why. Okay. Tushy on your feet. Like where your feet are behind, like you're sitting on your feet and your like knees are touching the ground. You can also sit like that. If you need a pillow behind, like in between your tushy and your feet, you can do that. But yeah, you want to be sitting up straight where your spine is completely straight. They say a straight spine is a connection to the divine. So when you're hunched back at work all the time, check yourself before you wreck yourself, babe. Your body language, how you hold yourself has power. It also, like I said, a straight spine is a connection to the divine. So when you're cutting that off, you're cutting off your intuition and your ability to connect with higher consciousness. So in meditation, you're going to find a quiet place. You're going to close your eyes, sitting up straight. And first, what we're going to start with is abduction. This is what Dr. Joe Dispensa explains as abduction. So abduction is basically the process of preparing for the meditation, getting yourself to the proper brainwave to where your subconscious mind is open and permeable and capable of change. You'll spend like 5 to 10 minutes in this abduction. And what you'll do is basically do a body scan. So from the top of your head all the way down to your tippy toes, going through the line of your body. So if you know the chakras, that's going to make it easier. That's what I always do is I go like crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, sacral, root. I go through all of those. I have an episode all about the chakras. If you want to learn more about those energy centers and how they can help you in your life, you can go ahead and check that out. But I like to go through all the chakras and basically just do a body check, make sure that all my chakras feel aligned and good. I know what all the chakras mean, so I know when I feel emotional states, what chakra it's affecting. That is very good information to check out. Dr. Joe Dispensa does not go over that, but I do. So but yeah, basically a body scan. So from head to toe, I start with the chakras and then kind of do another body scan just to feel everything. So like when I'm closing my eyes, like what do my fingers feel? What do my feet feel? What is the root of my like tushy feel? And so on. And then once you've kind of done that body scan for a while, you want to get out of the body. So you're trying to release the mind, the body, and time. So after the body scan, you want to focus on your aura. So I have an episode all about auras. If you want to check that out, they closely relate to the chakras, but you want to turn your attention from your body to basically that teardrop shape that surrounds your body, your aura. And just kind of be mindful of the space that your body takes up. Once you sit with that for a couple minutes, then I want you to take your attention to the room that you're in. So focus on the space that the room that you're in takes up. So now you're taking attention away from your body and now you're into space. To be most productive in this, before you do the meditation, I recommend writing down your own limitations. Write them down, get familiar with them so that when you're in this meditation, after you do the abduction step, now you're going through mentally and recognizing your own limitations, defining them, Basically, define an emotion you want to unmemorize and recognize a specific attitude that is driven by that feeling, like triggers that cause the unwanted emotion, people, places, things. Become aware of that, and then inwardly admit to yourself the emotion that you're trying to unlearn. Now, this is very, very crucial to the meditation working and being successful. I have talked about the universe, God, whatever it may be, in multiple episodes. And I kind of want to come clear on what my religious standpoint is. I think I've talked about it in here before, but just to be clear, because I've talked about God so much recently, I was raised Christian in a Christian household. So I was familiar with the Bible. That was the religion that I was most familiar with. When I was in high school, I took world religions and I became familiar with shamans, Buddhists, Hinduism, paganism. Literally, we learned a ton of different religions. I began to become very fascinated in religion because in Christianity, they say, like, if you turn away from, like, if Christianity is introduced to you but you turn away from it, then you go to hell. For me, that just doesn't make much sense, because people basically choose their religion based on the region of the world that they were born in. So I don't want to disprove any religion just because I'm only Christian because I was born into it. And to say that someone's going to hell just because they weren't born into something and, like, their family says that this is what they should do, like, that just doesn't make sense to me. So I truly believe that there has been hundreds of millions of records of people having spiritual experiences, noticing that the more that they lean into the faith, the more miracles happen in their life and things like that. And every religion is the same story, just a different perception of it. So that's kind of my standpoint on religion. I classify as agnostic. I believe in a higher power. I have a strong faith. And in order for this to work, you're going to have faith. You're going to have faith in a higher power, something that knows you better than you know you, something that wants the best for you, and something that truly, truly loves you. So when you realize a specific emotion, step 3 is to inwardly admit it to a higher power. So first, abduction. Second, recognizing your limitations. And third, admitting it to a higher power. Basically, what you want to change about yourself and what you've been hiding. So be super truthful with yourself. This higher power is not there to judge you, not there to make you feel shameful. I feel like I had a lot of issues growing up in Christianity because I felt like a lot of the times the message was trying to make me feel shameful for not being perfect. And that is the farthest thing from what you should be feeling. You do not need to feel unworthy. You do not need to feel shameful to believe in God. You should feel worthy and you should feel proud. Okay? Once you've inwardly admitted it, step 4 is outwardly admitting it. So to yourself while you're there in the meditation, just whisper it or say out loud the feeling that you're trying to unlearn. So if it's anger, just whisper anger, just to basically break the particles around you. Dr.Joe Dispensa quotes, "It's to free the body from the mind and break the bonds to the elements in your environment." So after that step, you're going to surrender. Surrender the self-limiting state to a greater mind. You give it up, okay? You give it up to the greater mind and you open yourself up to a conclusion that you haven't already thought of yet. Ask for it to be solved in a way that is right for you. You don't need to know the outcome. You're not going to know the outcome. Give it up. Release control. If you keep trying to control after you say that you give it up, you're not going to get anywhere. Give it up to a higher mind, release control, and have faith. The last and final step, step 6, is going to be redirecting. So after you've outwardly admitted it and surrendered, you're going to redirect your mind to change. Imagine yourself in a situation where that feeling might occur and say out loud, change. Change. And then imagine yourself going about it in a different way, a better way. Then when you're in real life and situations like that occur, outwardly or inwardly say to yourself, change, change. Now you catch yourself when that behavior happens and you can actively change. So you're going into positive transformation, and soon that will be a habit. It will be something that you do subconsciously where you don't have to think about. So that's the meditation process. That will take 30 to 40 minutes on the daily. If you can do that on a daily basis, it will tremendously change your life. I promise. It will have a major, major impact. You can do it for money. You can do it for love. You can do it for fixing your relationship with your mom or your dad or your brother. You can do it for having a better relationship with your boss, letting go of stress, letting go of greed, letting go of anger. I mentioned this in the last episode. There are two emotions in the world. It is fear and it is love. Every other emotion stems off of those two. Anger, greed, insecurity all falls under fear. Love, happiness, joy, excitement, passion, that's all love. So choose what type of person you want to be, what type of world you want to live in, what type of impact you want to have, what type of value you add. Because I promise you, if you show up as love every single day, you are going to add so much value to the world. Because you know how many people show up as fear every single day? You are actively inspiring every single person that you meet because you are just a ball of love, happiness, and joy. And it is so almost tangible. It radiates off of you and it's contagious. You, by being your best self, you are helping every single person in your life also be their best self. So here are some questions that I want you to ask yourself to help yourself with the meditation. Again, this is all from Dr.Joe Dispensa. Number 1, what automatic thoughts do you think when you identify that emotion you think in step 2? So step 2 is recognizing your own limitations. So what automatic thoughts do you think when you identify that emotion you think in step 2? Number 2, think about the unwanted emotion you identified. How do you habitually act when you are feeling this way? Number 3, what's the greatest ideal of myself? Number 4, what would it be like to be ... Number 5, who in history do I admire and how do they act? Number 6, who in my life do I know who feels ... Number 7, what would it take to think like ... Number 8, whom do I want to model? Number 9, how would I be if I were ... Number 10, what would I say to myself if I were this person? Number 11, how would I talk to others if I were changed? Number 12, how and whom do I want to remind myself to be? 13, how do I want to think? 14, how would this new person, my ideal, think? 15, what thoughts do I want to put my energy behind? 16, what is my new attitude? 17, what do I want to believe about me? 18, how do I want to be perceived? 19, what would I say to myself if I were this person? 20, how do I want to act? 21, would this person act? 22, what would he or she do? 23, how do I see myself behaving? 24, how would I speak as this new expression of self? 25, how do I want to feel? 26, how would this new self be? 27, what would I feel? 28, what would my energy be like as this new ideal? So as you go through those questions, I recommend you do that before the meditation because now it's just going to be easier and faster to think of it while you're in the meditation. Once you have successfully done the meditation and done this work, you are no longer reacting to outside circumstances. You are creating the world you desire from within. So, are you currently creating or are you responding? If you say responding, you need to do some work. If you say creating, I guarantee you're already doing the work every day. The how, and I want to emphasize, the how is not your concern. Your only task is to stay faithful to the feeling state and the end result. So that's the meditation that will literally transform your entire life and create the life of your dreams. I don't know about you, but I don't want to settle in life. I don't want to work for some dude that doesn't even care about me doing a job that I freaking hate. I want to feel alive. I want to feel passionate. I want to feel loved, and I want to feel like I am doing what I came here to do. That's this episode of Snow White and the Seven Does podcast. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe and send it to a friend. Let me know what you truly think about it so that I can make this more informative for you, make this better for you. I really just want to help and create a community of like-minded people that truly want to better themselves and be the best versions of themselves. I love you so much. I'm so thankful if you stay to this point in the podcast. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All my links are going to be down below to my social medias, my TikTok, my Instagram, and all that fun stuff. I wish you the best on your journey. I hope that our paths cross again soon. Love you.